Tavo from the Quilting Bee in Massillon, Ohio, and we are working on block 14 of Riley Blake's Design Challenge. I have selected my fabric. So first I usually do this. Mountain Peaks, and actually it looks like a fairly friendly block, so we'll see how that goes. But I have decided, me and my common denominator. So if you are looking at the pattern, I am going to use my common denominator where it is showing the deep turquoise or the deep teal, and four of my A squares will be in my common denominator and 4 will be white. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get closer to that stage. But that's how I'm bringing in my common denominator in this particular block. So I had mentioned in some video that I did sometime in the last week or two, I felt like, oops, why does that always happen to me? I felt as though I needed more teal as I look at my design board and see what I'm working with. So I had decided to use teals in whatever block this would be. Well, it ended up, I'm using plenty of teals because they're going with a more of a rainbow look. So these are my teals that I'm going with, and of course I'll have white, as they all have. So this is what my palette is going to be, and I am now going to quickly cut because I only have today and tomorrow to get this finished. So here I go. Be right back. I am back and I have cut all my fabric. I have my 5 pieces for my strip set. Again, notice my bottommost piece is my common denominator. So these 5 will be sewn together to make one wide strip. I have my rectangles, my white rectangles over here, and my 4 white 3-inch squares, and my 4 common denominator 3-inch squares. So I am now going to sew all of these together, cut them into 5.5-inch units, press them, and be back. Okay, I have subcut it into the 5.5 pieces, and I am ready to do what I would call the flying geese. God only knows what they're calling it. But what I have to be careful of is, since I wanted some of my A's to be in a certain location, I need to, let me get the picture over here, where I'm going to lay a white. Let me look at this. The white will go, am I right? Yeah, no, the white is going to go against my dark, and my dark will go against all the lighter, because I want my dark 3-inch square to be on the exterior. So it's going to be the 4 A's that are on the outside, not on the inside. So that is what I am preparing to do. Of course, I will do them right sides together, starting with one or the other, and do that to all of my subcuts. Let's see how that goes. Okay, it is almost 1 week later. So needless to say, had a few issues. I am probably the only person that can take what is a fairly simple pattern and make it difficult and have issues. So before we left Florida, I sewed my pieces together, and if you can see, I don't have enough space for my seam to keep my point. So I threw my hands up and said, I have to get ready to go north. I'll work on this when I get back home. So I am here. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong, but I have recreated my block, and I went ahead, sewed the strips together, and went ahead and made my what I call flying geese. I don't know what they're calling it, and it's ready to seam together. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will have a finished product, assuming I don't screw up the seaming together. Let's see, because tomorrow a new one comes out. I hope to be right back. I finished it. I put it on a fat quarter so you could maybe see it a little better. I think there's an awful lot of white, but for my mistake, it really went together very quickly. My pinwheel points match, and believe it or not, I measured 10.5 inches. So, what do you know? That happens. If I were to do this again, I think I would go with a contrasting color for my rectangles that are at each corner. It just seems to be a little too white for my taste, but it is finished. I didn't lose any points that I can see. And now we await tomorrow's unveiling of our next block. I don't have mine posted here. I don't have a design wall here in Ohio, and I think though this may have been, well, oh, why don't I look? Yeah, because it doesn't tell which week. Well, anyway, it is finished. So I'll see you sometime tomorrow afternoon as we start the next one. Bye now.